So here we are. Chelsea lose to West Ham. Um, what can I say? We had 19 shots to their 5, but only 6 on target to their 4. We had 66% possession, 666 passes, 356. Our passing accuracy 87%. There's 69, and we and we lose. So. Social media, social media, social media. I'll uh, I'll go through. I'll go through what I think. Arrizabalaga. Um, I don't put any blame to him yesterday. He's getting stick. I don't know. I don't know what for. What did he do wrong yesterday? Uh, I think there's just some fans that just don't like him. Do I think we need another top quality keeper? Yeah, I do. But are two, as we see with Cech and Courtois, are two top quality keepers going to be happy at the club? No. Um, People that know me know that I wanted to go for Nick Pope when we went for Arrizabalaga because I think that Nick Pope is, I think he's the best goalkeeper in England, and his distribution's good. But we've got Arrizabalaga. Pope's a lot easier to say as well, isn't it? We've got Arrizabalaga, and I think he's got the potential to be a really fine goalkeeper. So let's have a bit of support, folks. Reece James, great going forward. Great going forward. Good crosser of the ball. To be honest, I would have just moved him up yesterday. But to me, he does labour when he's getting back into position. It leaves us open. And it takes him longer to get back than it does Dave. So that's a concern. Zuma, not bad without being unconvincing. I'll be honest with you. I'll nail me flag to the mast. I'll be happy when Rudiger's back. To me, Rudiger and Tomori, I'd like to see them both play play together in that back four. Emerson, not his greatest game, but it was okay. Jorginho didn't have one of his better ones, did he? Lot of stray passes. But you don't go from being the best in the league one week to the worst the next. So let's just say a little dip in form. Kovacic did okay. Again, not his greatest game. No one had a belter. Now, Pedro and Giroud haven't played a lot of minutes at all. I've seen such rubbish, utter rubbish written on social media. We've lost one game. Well, we lost last week, but one game with Pedro and Giroud playing. Last week, loads of people wanted Giroud instead of Batshuayi. Now, I've done two things in my life at a half decent level, not a great level, not the level we're talking about here, but a reasonable level. I've boxed and I've played football. Now, on both occasions, when I've had a long time out of the ring or a long time off the pitch, my match fitness and my fighting fitness have not been up to scratch. And neither has my timing. And when you've played as little as Giroud and Pedro have lately, their timing was off. That header that Giroud missed would normally have been stuck in the back of the net. And the same with Pedro. Now, it may be that we want to change Pedro for someone in when we got our transfer ban lifted. It may be, but it is what it is. So let's try supporting, and let's realise that these people aren't machines; they're human beings, and it takes time, and it takes minutes, and it takes minutes in first team situations to get your mojo back. Really, to get your timing back, to get that fitness back. So let's be a bit sensible and not knee-jerk all the time, yeah? So that was Giroud and Pedro. Neither of them had a particularly good game, but, Giroud should have scored. Mason Mount, again, I think he needs to be playing every week to get the best out of him. And he's had a little break, and I think that showed. Pulisic, I thought, was excellent. Pulisic, I thought, was the only player, really, to come out of that game yesterday with his head held high. James, great going forward, but like I say, he does worry me. A young lad, the way he labours and leaves us open when he's running back. Pulisic was the bee's knees for me yesterday. I thought he was unlucky not to score. As anything, he's got to be more clinical, but he was unlucky not to score. And he does remind me of a young Hazard in a lot of ways. Possibly even better because he's he's in the air. Not that header that he put over is any evidence of that. But Pulisic, he looks the real deal. People saying, why didn't Callum Hudson-Odoi play? I think they've forgotten the last few times Hudson-Odoi has played. He's a young man coming back from a bad injury, and this season, even for England, he's been shocking. And his pass selection's been awful. I'm guessing they're working on that in training, and it won't be long before you see Callum Hudson-Odoi back. And I reckon before the end of the season, you'll see a Callum Hudson-Odoi firing on all cylinders. But remember, Lampard has seen him play, and he sees him every day in training. So let's give Lampard, who I think got it wrong yesterday, a little bit of kudos and say, you're the manager, we'll leave it to you, and we'll support you. I seen yesterday on social media, Lampard out. We got beat by Man City when arguably we shouldn't have done. A little bit of game management would have seen us at least get a draw, and it was individual mistakes and a bit of bad luck. And Valencia, again, we were lucky. Sorry, folks, about my constant yawning. We were lucky to. That's what social media does to me. Looking at this utter tripe that gets written about Chelsea and Lampard, and the knee-jerk reaction to some of these vlogs is unbelievable. So where was I? Lampard out. So we lose to Manchester City. We lose to the champions. We go away to Valencia. Not our finest performance, but we got away with it. And we got beat by West Ham. And I would imagine that this week in training is going to be a hard one because we need to put it right. But I've got every faith in Lampard. He wasn't a great manager winning 5 games in a row before last Saturday, and all of a sudden, or last Sunday, and all of a sudden he's a bad manager. Don't happen like that. But let's think that these people are human beings, our players. They're not machines, they're not robots, and it takes time to come back from injury or a layoff. Let's just think before we write on social media, and let's always, no matter what our thoughts are, when we get to the ground, support. Lampard's going to do great things. This young team, with a couple of additions, maybe a centre forward to back up Tammy or give him competition, another goalkeeper. I'm starting to agree with you, a top quality left back. And despite all I've said, I'm being won over to Chilwell. I can be wrong. I am a lot of the time. It's just a game of opinions. Anyway, for those 2 or 3 of you watch it, if you've got any mates who you think might be interested in having a chat with me, let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Get them to subscribe. And if you're on Twitter or Facebook, please retweet. And if you go onto the video, give us a like if you like, and if you don't, tell me why. Okay, speak to you after Villa. Up to Chelsea.